Hello friends. For today's video, this is going to be a quick little update about something I'm going to try to incorporate into my channel, as well as just a couple of fun little happy things. So I'm going to start with what I think is the happiest of things, and this isn't anything to do with changes here on my channel or updates about this channel specifically. It's something that actually has to do with one of my other channels called Worldhoppers. So if you're a new subscriber, or if you didn't know, I run a collaborative channel called Worldhoppers and it's purely collaborative, and we put out a video about once a week. And those videos, it's a bunch of different booktubers that primarily read fantasy, but we do have some people that are romance readers, that are nonfiction readers, thriller readers, people that dip their toes in a little bit of everything. And we come together and we have fun conversations about books, or we talk about anticipated releases, or we talk about our favorite books of the quarter. We just have all these different kinds of conversations. It's more long format if you're somebody who likes podcasts or those longer types of videos, if you like conversations as opposed to just one individual like me right now, then definitely check out Worldhoppers. The best part of it is that all of the AdSense revenue and merch sales goes to charity. And this last year, I did a video over on Worldhoppers where I talked about how much we made and the organization that I donated to, that I selected. I try to always select charities that are maybe not as well known, aren't maybe ones that you've heard of, just to do what little I can to bring awareness to other charities that are doing, I think, really good things. And the charity that I donated to this time, and this is just the fun, happy, lovely little update, is that they sent me a handwritten card, and it says the executive director. So I wanted to share this with all of you because it's because of all of you and all of your views and your continued support that leads to us being able to donate anything. And so I wanted to read this to you because I feel like it's not just a note to me, it's a note to all of you. So I wanted to read it. It says, "Dear L, I would like to personally thank you for your kind support and generosity during this difficult time for Afghans everywhere. It is only because of donors like you that Women for Afghan Women, which is the name of the organization, can continue to provide vital resources and support to Afghan women and families." And I just thought that was really nice. Like I said, it's a handwritten note. Emotional right now, but it was really sweet. It was really sweet. So I just wanted to share that because it's a happy thing. And also because if you didn't know Worldhoppers existed, now you do. And our merch is really fun. Most of it just says Worldhoppers. We also have some that has a cute little narwhal, and its name is Wally, the world hopping narwhal, and it has the Worldhoppers flag, and it's adorable. My friend Jessie May, who has her own channel, it's actually somebody that she knew that did that little narwhal design. But anyway, all the merch sales, if you are interested in buying merch, the profit all goes toward charity as well, alongside with the AdSense revenue from videos. And then now getting into less exciting, sweet, happy updates. But I wanted to start trying to incorporate a specific kind of video. I've wanted to do this style video for a long time, and I just haven't. The idea is that at the end of every week on Sundays, I want to have a video that I'm tentatively calling, but likely will call them this, I'm not sure, Plan, Read, Review. And the idea is that I have played around with different ways of going about talking about books on my channel, meaning TBRs and wrap-ups. Those are kind of like the staples of BookTube a lot of times. And I like TBRs because I like structure. I'm not going to show you specifics, but just to give you an idea of how much I love planning, this whole sheet is filled with every single day what video I'm planning to do and the different highlighter colors coordinate with the different channels I have. So I like to have things figured out way in advance. I also am a little bit of a mood reader, and those two things do not go together. They butt heads, and I'm always trying to figure out the best way and the most efficient way to go about things, and the way that would be the most helpful to everyone else. And what I mean by helpful to everyone else is when I do wrap-ups and when I talk about books, I want to be as informative as possible. I know how expensive books can be. I know for a lot of people, depending on where you live, accessibility with books is difficult. So when you're going to purchase something, then it's going to take a lot before it even gets to you, or it's going to maybe cost more than it would for someone like me who has access through my local bookstores. I can turn in things and get store credit, and it's much easier to have access to things than it is for other people. I understand how much it takes sometimes for individuals to spend money on books. So when I do wrap-ups, I want to make sure that I am giving you a good idea of if the book is going to be for you. Obviously, of course, I'll let you know my thoughts as well, my very subjective opinions on things. But I have found, and I liked the structure of it. I did a wrap-up style video that I have found sometimes wrap-ups can be repetitive if I have done a lot of new releases wrap-ups throughout the month or recently, or if I do individual reviews. By the time I get around to a wrap-up, I'm like, this is pointless because I'm just repeating the same thing I said in all these other videos. And that's not to say, I just want to be really clear. If people do lots of reviews or lots of vlogs and they update along the way and then they do a wrap-up and they're just literally wrapping up all of that other information, I am not saying those people are being repetitive. I have done that before. It's a perfectly suitable way to wrap up your reading for the month and to give snippets of thoughts as opposed to more in depth. And sometimes that's what people are looking for. They don't want to know all the thoughts because they want to go in with less information. So I'm not bashing. I can't stand when people are like, booktubers being basic and just doing wrap-ups. And I'm like, you mean talking about books? That's what we're all here to do. Anyway, all that aside, I'm not saying that everybody's super repetitive all the time. I'm just saying there is an irony to me repeating myself right now. I don't like just saying the exact same thing and like trying to find a slightly different way to talk about this book now. Because I'm like, you already know. You already know my thoughts. I've done these new releases wrap-ups. You get it. So what I did for one of my wrap-ups is I only really went in depth with the books I hadn't had the opportunity to talk about just yet. And then for the rest of the video, I did a directory style where I was letting you know, here are the other books I've already discussed. Here are the videos where I discussed them. And then for the manga or comics that I got around to, I talk about those on my third channel, full meta-analysis. And so I would let you know if there was videos that coordinated to those. I also would let you know if I did patron exclusives that were in-depth chats with some of my friends or things like that. I would let you know if you're interested in that. You can check that out on Patreon. And so many of you, because I asked like, oh, let me know your thoughts. Do you like the style? Or are you like, no, I hate this? And so many of you were like, I really liked this. I actually like that you went ahead and were like, here you can find that information there, because some of you do pretty frequently keep up with what I've said. And so you liked that. Now we can just focus on what I haven't had a chance to talk about. You don't have to skip through all the things you've already heard about. And so I really appreciated that feedback, first off. But then second, I was thinking, would this be more helpful to do at the end of each quarter as opposed to each month? And I'm always just trying to rethink what would be the best thing to do. So what I was going for with this plan, read, review is I think it combines a lot of the things that I like to do and also hopefully a lot of the things that you find helpful and informative. What the idea is behind it is it's kind of like a little bit more a specific kind of a vlog almost, where at the beginning of the video, I'll let you know, here's what I'm planning to pick up. And this is because it allows me to be a little bit more of a mood reader, but also because this year it's been really important to me to try to go to my library more often. Obviously in 2020, it wasn't really much of an option unless you did things digitally. But going out and about wasn't as much of an option. Plus for me specifically, 2020, I'm just going to press pause for a second and I'm going to rant about something. I have seen some posts recently like romanticizing 2020. Like, don't you remember when all of us were like realizing what life was all about? And I'm like, there were a lot of us that were not, well, like my husband still had to go to work and because he works for a grocery store, and my dad was dying and I was taking care of him and I wasn't making any money. And I'm like, that was not a fun time. Can we stop acting like 2020 was awesome? A lot of people died. But anywho, so libraries. I've been really trying to go to my library a lot and I've been loving it so much. A lot of you know I love, love, love my local used bookstores. But as a result of them being so fantastic, I feel not really spoken about my libraries as much as they deserve, and libraries are amazing. So the plan portion at the beginning of the video, beyond just being like, here's what I want to read, it's also going to be, here are the things that are in from my library, here are the things that are due soon, or here are the things that, because they're a new release, I can't renew them, so I have to read them soon. Or here's a NetGalley arc that I got. Here's something, an audiobook that just came in from the library. Oh, oops, it turned out something's available on Hoopla, so I'm going to try to pick that up now. And so I wanted to incorporate the library into it. I just want to find ways to highlight how awesome libraries are a little more often. And then also, if I am going to be picking up any comics or manga, in the plan portion will let you know, like, I'm planning on picking up these comics and manga. That way you know if any of them are ones you're interested in. You can find those over on my other channel, because that's where I focus on those, as well as like video games and stuff. And then the obviously read portion is that I plan to read books that I am going to pick up. And then at the end, the review part is where I let you know my thoughts on all of the books. And the idea is it's almost like mini wrap-ups each week. It's like a TBR and a wrap-up combined, plus let's talk about the library, or let's talk about local used bookstores, or let's talk about NetGalley. And so it ties in some of those other elements of being a reader. And this way, I have the opportunity to talk about books more often, which is that's what I'm always looking for, is like, I just want to talk about books. I feel like that's the core. That's why I really like doing new releases wrap-ups, because I feel like it's hopefully helpful to all of you, but then at the same time I'm like, it's what BookTube's all about. And of course I can include more clips of Luna Bear, because she's everybody's favorite part, I feel like, about my channel. I have to say, anytime somebody comments if Luna's in a video and they're like, I clicked on the video for whatever the video was, but I stayed for Luna, and I'm always like, I get it, because she's the best part. So I can include clips of her and just have it be a little bit more relaxed. I don't know if it makes sense, but I almost feel like some of the other videos I do, I almost feel like I don't get to connect as much to all of you, and I guess I kind of miss that. I think for a long time I maybe did disconnect on a subconscious level because of everything that happened in 2020 with my dad and the grieving process, and just not wanting to, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I needed to protect myself. I don't know if that's me. I don't know if it makes any sense, but I think I did sort of detach. And if you've ever lost a loved one, I think you probably know what I'm talking about, even though I'm likely articulating it very poorly. But you almost don't realize how detached you are from everything. It's not just detached from all of you. I mean, I was disconnected from everything. And I didn't realize how disconnected I was from everything until I started to come out of it. Anyway, I don't need to get into this, like, the sad stuff. This was supposed to be a short video, and it was so rambly, so apologies. But anyway, I hope that this is going to be a fun video series. I'm planning for now, the goal is to have these always go up on Sundays, because I just feel like Sundays is a nice, like, cozy day. Sunday, maybe not, because I was about to say what I try to do on Sundays, like meal prepping and cleaning, and I don't know, but there's something about Sundays that it feels like a nice reset day, and I think it'd be fun to do these kind of relaxed, sometimes maybe longer format type of videos on Sundays. Some of them might end up being really short, and I don't know that I'll always be able to have them go up on Sundays. That's the goal, though, is to have them always go up on those days. And then as far as the other channels that I have, I really want Wednesdays to just be focused on Worldhoppers, and so I'm hoping to not put anything up on Wednesdays. Every now and then my schedule gets messed up because of things to do with sponsorships, or maybe a certain video is taking a really long time to edit. Maybe I had audio issues that I had to try to fix. So sometimes things go up on random days. But the goal is that Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are going to be regular videos on this channel, with Sundays still being on this channel, but being these plan, read, review videos. Tuesdays and Fridays, I want those to be focused on the full meta analysis channel, the one that is video games, comics, adaptations, manga, all those sorts of things. And then, as I said, Wednesdays can be Worldhopper Wednesdays. The only other thing I didn't mention is that the only Sundays where I wouldn't have these videos go up would be the ones that are either the very, very last Sunday of the month or the first Sunday of the next month. And that's where I'll just do wrap-up style videos. And any books that I haven't had a chance to talk about, I'm going to try to still incorporate that directory style where I focus mostly on talking about the books I haven't had the chance to talk about. There's a plane. If you hear it, it's loud. It's Sorry, it distracts me. And then the rest of the video, if I've already talked about certain books, I can do that directory style and let you know. So aside from the occasional wrap-up, which I'm hoping to also have be on Sundays, that's the plan for those. But anyway, that's it. I say that's it after saying a ton of other things, but I hope all of you are having a lovely year so far. We're already halfway through the year. So I hope all of you have been enjoying your year. I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.